Hello, you're listening to a We Will Fix It podcast short with Colin Thomas and myself, James Pikeaway.
So the other problem is, if you imagine the way...
Okay, so the first challenge is we've got to change the piping that's going through the house or the villa.
So it takes longer as well. So rather than probably 2 days, you're looking at 3.5 per unit.
And you've got to run new pipes.
Yes.
So you're going to have the old pipes and the new pipes.
So you've got an additional materials cost for that as well. Next one, spare parts. Okay, which is a major issue. And also, because the way it works here with representatives' offices, because the spare parts are more expensive from the manufacturer, they're holding less. They're holding a lot less. Also, then there's not many of them in the market right now, these inverter units. So it doesn't make sense for them to hold decent stocks. They just order on demand.
With new housing developments, will inverter be what is being used in those? Do you figure?
It will be, without a doubt. However, it isn't yet. So that's still happening. Oh, actually, that's not true. There's a couple of developments that have used it. Yes, okay, I'll take that back. There are a couple, but it's still the higher end places that are using it. So
I could potentially save 40% of my electric bill for...
practically speaking, I think you're looking at 20 to 25%.
What would be the motivation for me with 22-year-old machines that seem to be working pretty well, conventional units? Is there really, for a 20% savings?
You compound that month on month.
Yeah.
It is actually, it's a decent,
I guess that is a chunk of change, isn't it?
But then you've got for conventional units, so a new conventional unit will be more efficient than a 22-year-old unit. It will use less power, without a doubt. Equally, though, you have the smart thermostats that are available now. Now, this is interesting. The concept of a smart thermostat, okay? The way they're kind of designed or defined in the market, rather, is these are the ones that link to your phone.
Right.
Okay. There are Honeywell thermostats that are a tenth of the price that do the same on-off efficiency as these smart thermostats. They just don't connect to your phone.
Yeah.
So, if that's really important to you, that you need to turn on and off your ACs from any place in the world, then smart thermostats are it. If not,
I have the Honeywells, by the way, in my place.
Yeah, well, actually, no, I've got the smart thermostats.
So you got the smart ones. I've got the Honeywells.
To be fair, mine were purchased to test for other people. And, I have done it just for entertainment's sake. From London, I have put the ACs on high and waited for the message. The AC's broken. Oh, 2 seconds, I'll fix it. Back down to 18. Oh, it's absolutely fine now. What did you do? The fun and games you play with your spouses, huh? So again, you can get some efficiency back by just changing your thermostat if you haven't already on a conventional unit. The other nice thing about the conventional units is if you are a supplier like we are and you know the units well, you can be speccing conventional units that even they're actually put together using components from different manufacturers that are available in the market.
Right.
Which is exactly what we're doing now. Because what it means is I'm not relying on that particular manufacturer for the spare parts. I can get them from anywhere, and I can get them in, frankly, minutes. Yeah. Which means that going forwards, that customer will have no problems with spare parts. And if, for any reason, we couldn't get them from one supplier, I've got another 15 where I can get those components from. And I like that as a concept. There will come a time, without a doubt, that they're phased out, but I don't think it is anytime soon.
So we've got this interesting period where the inverter system is coming onto the market, and people, like me, have to start making a choice. Like maybe it makes sense to go in for that replacement.
But a lot of suppliers are now not supplying conventional units. They've put all their eggs in the inverter basket, which tells me that's the way the future is going to be. But it's not as clear cut as would be stated. And what we're trying to do, and along with this podcast, is to inform people of the pros and cons of both systems for them to basically make the decision which way they want to go. Now, we've got a little bit of a duty of care to our customers as well, which most people are not doing right now. Most people are going, what is the cheapest units that I can supply my customers so I can get that headline price down? Well, those units either have supply issues or alternatively, the spare parts are A, insanely expensive, or B, non-existent, which is just the scenario how it is right now. We're not prepared to do that. So the two brands that we're using, which I can't reveal right now, but the two brands that we're using have for the inverter units, they have the best connection with the manufacturer of any supplier here in the UAE.
Oh, nice.
They're also one of the big boys. So on that basis, they have the quantity that is required to be able to continue with spare parts supply. They also have the most enormous warehouse in fact, they've got two, one in Rashidi and one in Sharjah, where they've got the space and quite clearly the financial muscle to be able to hold stocks of those spare parts. So we're sticking to a single inverter manufacturer and we're not going with anybody else.